Hey folks, it's Ardwulf. Welcome. We have an unbagging today of a game to which I am very late to the party on. This is Kernstown from Revolution Games, and the series designer here is Herman Lettman. I think this is Herman's game design as well, but we'll find out when we get into it. This is the battles of 1st and 2nd Kernstown, which happen in the Shenandoah Valley campaigns. The first campaign is Stonewall Jackson's famous campaign in 1862, and the second of which is the slightly less famous, but no less important campaign by Philip Sheridan in 1864. And then you have two battles at Kernstown. This is volume 4 in the American Civil War series, which is the blind, in this case, it's an iteration of the Blind Swords series. Which I do feel is a bit confusingly branded because there's a bunch of different branches of it on different topics from different publishers, and I think if you're trying to collect them all, I can see how folks might get confused. But this is Kernstown from Revolution Games. So we have this title card. They do have, except for Thunder in the Ozarks, they have kind of this unified look to Revolution Games products, which I do really like. On the back of this, we have a display which has a turn record track, a victory point track, exited and eliminated units boxes, broken track. We've got some player aids. There's going to be 2 different player aids for each player, one of which will be this color player aid, which contains the cohesion test tables on one and a terrain key on one side, and the big combat results table and all its modifiers on the other side. This is kind of the primary card off of which the entire game will run. In addition to that, and these are on kind of I'd say a medium weight card stock. The other player aid is in a grayscale, and it's got a sequence of play, some miscellaneous tables on one side, and then on the other side, it has event descriptions. For those who don't know, the Blind Swords series is a chit pull system of primarily Civil War games at the regimental level, and among the chits that you can draw include activation chits, but also these event chits, which you can accumulate and then play when you want. And here are the descriptions of those. That is another thing that you will constantly be referring to the rulebook for if that wasn't in the on a card. All right, so here's the rulebook, and this does not have a separate. Unlike more recent games in the series, this does not have a separate series rulebook. This is a 28-page black and white rulebook, and it looks like 18 or 19 pages of that are actual rules, and the rest are scenarios. Game research and design by Claude Templeton Whelan. Game map by Rick Barber, which we'll look at in a minute. Game counters by Charles Kibler. And it is the Blind Swords system, which is a system designed by Herman Lettman. But this is like volume 4 in the series, so it's not the first one. So we have 2 counter sheets of 5/8 inch counters, both on a thick brown core stock. These should punch and clip fairly well. This is one of the larger games in the series, but in part that's because there are 2 battles here and not just one that happen to take place on the same map. So looks like we have 1st Kernstown on this sheet, 2nd Kernstown on this sheet. As you can see, 2nd Kernstown is quite a bit bigger. A bunch of markers are included in 1st Kernstown as well. And we have the Rick Barber map. This is a paper map by legendary map artist, the late, great Rick Barber, a polarizing figure among wargamers. Some people do not like his art. Some people find his art hard to read. I am in the camp of finding his art sometimes hard to read, but liking it very much nevertheless. So I think this is a very attractive map done in a style that I think is appropriate to the period. It is a standard-sized wargame map, so roughly, I think, 23 by 34, with bigger hexes, but we also have bigger counters. Density on this will not be super-duper high. This series is a very manageable and relatively easy-to-play series. It ignores a number of things that are handled by more detailed systems like the Great Battles of the American Civil War, like things like unit facing. You don't have unit facing in this. You don't have column. You do kind of have column mode, but it's a lot easier to deal with than it is in Great Battles of the American Civil War or in Line of Battle, which are the 2 currently running series that kind of exist in the same space of regimental level Civil War battle games. So this is a very sharp game. This was a big order that I placed from Revolution Games with the 2 new items, which there are already unboxings of up on the channel. and I decided if I'm going to order the 2 new ones, I might as well get the old ones that I didn't have yet. So I now have the entire series from Revolution Games. I know there's one more from, I'm not sure whether it's Tiny Battle or Flying Pig, called The Devils to Pay, which is the first day at Gettysburg, which I would like to pick up, but I don't have it at this moment. The rest of them I have all in Ziplocs. Some, but not all, of these games in the series are available in boxes. The 2 newest ones, which are available on Revolution's website right now, also have boxed versions. So check those out. If you want to see my playthrough series of Thunder in the Ozarks, which is the Battle of Pea Ridge, if you want to see more about the system, please do check those videos out. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, happy wargaming.